Podcasting for a worldwide audience.
Hello, and welcome to the Year to Year show on Radio Lewes. I'm Jonathan, and in this show we'll be looking at 1967, and what a groundbreaking year it was. The Vietnam War continued, but there were large demonstrations in the US, and Muhammad Ali was stripped of his boxing title for refusing to be drafted. Brian Epstein was found dead, and Elvis and Priscilla got married. 1967 saw the first cash machine and the first colour TV broadcast in the UK. There was the Apollo 1 disaster and the Apollo 4 success. Homosexuality was decriminalised and the Abortion Act was passed in Parliament. 1967 was also the year of the Torrey Canyon oil spill, and Harold Wilson announcing that the UK would join the EEC. Jack the Hat McVitie was murdered by the Krays, and Walt Disney's Jungle Book was released. Also released in that year was Sgt. Pepper, and it was number one throughout the summer of love. The Rolling Stones put out their Satanic Majesty's Request, their only psychedelic album. 1967 saw debut albums for Jimi Hendrix, Velvet Underground, Traffic, The Grateful Dead, Country Joe and Pink Floyd. Psychedelia and counterculture were very prevalent in 1967, especially on the west coast of America. First up, here's a track from the debut album of a band that certainly shook up conventional America, The Doors.
Well, the clock says it's time to close now. I guess I better go now. I really like to stay here all night. The cars crawl past, all stuffed with eyes. Street lights share their hollow glow. Your brain seems bruised with numb surprise. Still one place to go. Still one place to go. Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Warm my mind with your gentle stone. Turn me out in a wonder, baby. Stumbling in the neon. Roll with your fingers, we quick minarets. Speaking secret alphabet. I light another cigarette. Learn to forget. Learn to forget. Learn to forget. Learn to forget. Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Warm my mind with your gentle stone. Turn me out in a wonder, baby. Stumbling in the neon. Road. Well, the clock says it's time to close now. I know I have to go now. I really wanna stay
Soul Kitchen from the Doors' eponymous first album. It contained Light My Fire and remains their best-selling album. Jim Morrison wrote the lyrics to Soul Kitchen about a restaurant on Venice Beach, California, where he often stayed too late and the staff had to kick him out. Also on the West Coast, Grace Slick was joining Jefferson Airplane, and she brought along a song that she'd written. It was influenced by the works of Lewis Carroll, the one long crescendo of Ravel's Bolero, and, being 1967, LSD.
One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell 'em a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Call Alice when she was just small. One man on the chessboard, get up and tell you where to go, and you just had some kind of mushroom, and your mind is moving low. Go ask Alice, I think she'll know. When logic and proportion have fallen, sloppy dead, and the white knight is talking backwards, and the red queen's off the head. Remember what the Donald said. Feed your head, feed your
White Rabbit from the Surrealistic Pillow album. Back in the UK, the psychedelic influence was also taking hold. Pink Floyd issued their first album, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. The opening track heralded the advance, or the advent even, of space rock. Astronomy Domine, written and composed by original vocalist and guitarist Syd Barrett. Despite the influence of counterculture and hippies on music, R&B and soul was in a healthy state in the US. The Temptations issued their Lot of Soul album in 1967, and it was their most successful LP from the Classic Five era, with David Ruffin on lead vocals. This is the opening track.
Has grown cold, as if someone else controls your very soul. I fool myself, long as I can feel the presence of another man. It's there when you speak my name, it's just not the same. Ooh, baby, I'm losing you. It's in the air, it's everywhere. I'm losing you. When I look into your eyes, a reflection of a face. I'm hurt, downhearted, worried girl, 'cause that face doesn't belong to me. Oh, it's all over your face. Someone's taking my place. Ooh, baby, I'm losing you.
I Know I'm Losing You by the Temps. The Queen of Soul was busy too. Aretha Franklin issued 2 albums in 1967. It marked her transition from Columbia Records, where she made 9 commercially unsuccessful albums, to Atlantic. This is the title track from that first Atlantic LP. Together with another track on the album, Respect, it marks the point where her career took off.
Keep telling me that you ain't no
I never loved a man the way I love you. This was also a golden period for Motown Records, and besides the Temptations, they had the Four Tops in their stable, together with the formidable Dozier Holland production team. From the 1967 Reach Out album, their biggest selling LP, this is Standing in the Shadows of Love.
Standing in the shadows of love, I'm getting ready for the heartaches to come. Can't you see me standing in the shadows of love? I'm getting ready for the heartaches to come. I wanna run, but there's nowhere to go. 'Cause heartaches will follow me, I know. Without your love, the love I need, it's the beginning of the end for me. 'Cause you're taking away all the reasons for living. When you pushed aside all the love I've been giving. Now wait a minute, didn't I treat you right now, baby? Didn't I? Didn't I do the best I could? Now didn't I? So don't you leave me standing in the shadows of love. I'm getting ready for the heartache to come. Don't you see me standing in the shadows of love? It's time the best to get ready for the heartache to come. All alone, I'm just to leave with misery, my only company. It may come today, and it might come tomorrow, but it's for sure I ain't got nothing but sorrow. Now don't your conscience kind of bother you? How can you watch me cry after all I've done for you? Now hold on a minute, gave you all the love I had, now didn't I? When you needed me, I was always there, now wasn't I? I'm trying not to cry out loud. You know, crying, it ain't gonna help me now. What did I do to cause all this grief? Now what did I say to make you wanna leave? Now wait a minute, gave my heart and soul to you, now didn't I? And didn't I always treat you good, now didn't I? I'm standing in the shadows of love. I'm getting ready for the heartaches to come. Don't you see me standing in the shadows of love? I'm the best to get ready for the heartaches to come. Oh, I'm standing in the shadows.
The Four Tops there, with Levi Stubbs on lead vocals. In Britain in 1967, Concord was unveiled, and Milton Keynes was founded as a new town. Also, pirate radio station Radio London closed down when Parliament outlawed such broadcasts. It seems The Who had been profoundly influenced by rock music appearing on pirate radio stations. Their album The Who's Sellout was a concept album in that it purports to be a broadcast by Radio London, including as it does jingles and fake adverts. From that, this is I Can See for Miles.
I know you deceived me, now here's a surprise. I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles and miles. for the guys, and now you've got the nerve to say that you still want me. Well, that says maybe, but you gotta stand trial, because all the while I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh, yeah. I know you've deceived me, now here's a surprise. I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh, yeah. The Eiffel Tower in the Taj Mahal night, see on clear days. You thought that I would need a crystal ball to see right through the haze. Well, there's a poke at you, you're gonna choke on it too. You're gonna lose that smile, because all the while I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and 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 miles. I can see for 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 miles.
The Who there. Over in New York, the Velvet Underground and Nico were releasing their debut album of the same name. The lyrics were mostly written by Lou Reed and covered topics such as drug abuse, prostitution, sadomasochism and sexual deviancy. Not surprisingly, 3 record labels decided not to distribute it. Andy Warhol financed the recording, the bulk of which was completed in 4 days. It was Warhol who insisted that they use the German singer Nico, although she sings on only 3 of the tracks. He also designed the famous Banana cover. The album initially sold poorly and was mostly ignored by music critics, but it later became regarded as one of the most influential albums in rock and roll history. This is There She Goes.
There she goes again. She's out on the streets again. She's down on her knees, my friend. But you know she'll never ask you please again. Now take a look, there's no tears in her eyes. She won't take it from just any guy. What can you do? You see her walking on down the street. Look at all your friends that she's gonna meet. You better hit her. There she goes again. She's knocked out on her feet again. She's down on her knees, my friend. But you know she'll never ask you please again. Now take a look, there's no tears in her eyes. Like a bird, you know she will fly. What can you do? You see her walking on down the street. Look at all your friends that you're gonna meet. You better hit her.
Velvet Underground and Nico. And if you've got a copy of the album with an unzippable banana, then you really have got something worth a few bob. On the opposite coast of America, another avant-garde musician was putting together the debut album, Captain Beefheart. He would go on to achieve cult status, due partly in this country to promotion by John Peel. Safe as Milk is heavily influenced by the Delta Blues and features a 20-year-old Ry Cooder who played guitar and wrote some of the arrangements. This is the opening track.
I was born in the desert, came on up from New Orleans. Came upon a tornado, saw a light in the sky. I wheel around all day with the moon sticking in my eye. Hey, 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 all you young girls, wherever you're at, I got a brand new Cadillac, got a Ferrari too. Sure enough, baby, sure enough, and yes, I do. Got the time to teach you now, bet you learn some too. Got the time to teach you now, bet you learn some too. Sure enough, baby, sure enough, and yes, I do. Hey, 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 all you young girls, whatever you do. Hey, 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 all you young girls, whatever you do. Well, come on by and see me, I'll be waiting to you. Thank you, and I'll thank you, and
Sure enough, and yes I do, from Captain Beefheart's first album. Back on the Motown label, the Isley Brothers were releasing their final album for the label. The Isleys really were brothers. Initially a trio, they were later joined by two younger brothers and a brother-in-law. Their mother had guided them in singing in church before they won a TV amateur hour competition. Their prize was a watch. Their career went on to span 6 decades, and they sold over 18 million records in the United States alone. From Soul on the Rocks, this is Behind a Painted Smile.
Well,
The Isley Brothers. Another band who was starting to integrate elements of psychedelia into their music were the Byrds. They released Younger Than Yesterday in 1967, and from it, this is So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star. The song is a satirical but good-natured dig at the use and the success of manufactured pop bands like the Monkees. It features Roger McGuinn's 12-string Rickenbacker guitar and Hugh Masekela providing the trumpet solo.
So you want to be a rock and roll star? Then listen now to what I say. Just get an electric guitar and take some time and learn how to play. And when your hair's combed right and your pants are tight, it's gonna be alright. Then it's time to go downtown where the aged man won't let you down. Sell your soul to the company who are waiting there to sell plasticware. And in a week or two, if you make the charts, the girls will tear you apart. What you paid for your riches and fame? Was it all a strange game? You're a little insane. The money that came and the public acclaim. Don't forget what you are. You're a rock and roll star. La 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 la.
The Byrds there. The blues was also in a healthy state in 1967. Albert King released Born Under a Bad Sign, which is often cited as one of the best blues albums ever made. It influenced many guitarists, including Eric Clapton, Mike Bloomfield, Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. From it, this is Crosscut Saw.
Play tonight. That really cuts good, but I'm a I cut the wood so easy for you, woman. You can't help but say I know. Now watch this.
Albert King. One of those guitarists I mentioned issued both his debut album, Are You Experienced, and a second album, Axis Boulder's Love, in 1967. The latter album was recorded over the summer, and in between, the Jimi Hendrix Experience made their US debut at the Monterey Pop Festival. The album's release date was almost delayed after Hendrix left the master tape of side one in the back of a London taxi. When the album was released, in December, Rolling Stone described it as, at times, shatteringly beautiful. From Axis Boulder's Love, this is Little Wing. Jimi Hendrix, Little Wing. Incidentally, when he saw the album art, he was really disappointed in it, didn't like it at all. Over in California, the Grateful Dead were putting their debut album together. Described as boogieing folk rock, drummer Bill Kreutzmann said, "The recorded version failed to captivate the energy that we had when we performed them live, and their live performances are legendary." From that eponymous debut album, this is Cold, Rain and Snow.
Well, she's coming downstairs, pulling back her yellow hair, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. Well, she went up to her room and she sang a faithful tune.
Grateful Dead there. In Chicago in 1967, Jackie Wilson was recording his Higher and Higher album. Jack Leroy Wilson Jr. was nicknamed Mr. Excitement due to his fervour when performing, with his dynamic dance moves, impassioned singing and fashion sense. From that album, this is Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher and Higher. Jackie Wilson, the great Jackie Wilson, Mr. Excitement. Well, we're nearing the end of the show, and I hope you've enjoyed this look at 1967. Next week, it's 1968. But I'll leave you with another debut album, this time from English band Traffic, formed by Steve Winwood, Jim Capaldi, Chris Wood and Dave Mason. From the album Mr. Fantasy, this is Dear Mr. Fantasy. Goodbye.
Please don't be sad if it was
guarantees. Please don't be sad. If it was a straight line you had, we wouldn't have known you all these years. Please don't
Radio Lewes. Local community webcasting.